Hi, I'm Conor Chisholm,
Hi, Mike Chisholm.
here for
Welcome.
the position of the goal instructor.
Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So, I guess you know a little bit about the job.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'd start off with my enthusiasm for hockey, as it started when I was younger. And although I started as a defenseman, 1 year for Christmas, I asked my parents to sign me up for a Christmas goalie camp. And since then, I've just had a love for being a goalie, and I've had a passion ever since. I also have a passion for helping people become better, especially as a goalie, as I was not given a fair chance to make the teams I wanted to. I would want to make younger goalies better, so then the coaches have no choice, and so then they make the teams because they're the best goalie that they can be, and there's no other option to pick another goalie.
Oh, very good. Very good. So, when we're picking our instructors, we're pretty careful about, who we pick and what we pick. And how would a friend or a teacher describe you?
I would say a friend would describe me as more of a laid back and patient guy with everything, as well as a good listener and someone who will give advice without pushing too far. And I would say a teacher would describe me as a very nice, young, and honest man. And as I like to treat everyone with the same respect. And whenever my parents come home from parent-teacher interviews, they always tell me how good the teachers talk about me and how they say I'm always nice and kind.
Oh, very good. So, tell me why I should hire you.
I feel as though you should hire me because I have a love and passion for hockey, and especially being a goalie. I feel as though I can bring a lot of many different traits and abilities to teach the goalies that come on the ice. I also feel as though you should hire me because I've been playing hockey ever since I was about 5 years old, and I've loved the game ever since. I've learned many different skills from many different people. I've also been told that I'm a very technical goalie, and as being a goalie instructor, you like to pick out the very technical things, and you want to make sure that the goalies have the proper fundamentals and technical work, and I feel like I could really bring that to your company.
Oh, very good. So, a couple other questions I have. Describe your most rewarding high school experience.
My most rewarding high school experience would probably have to be when I got 100% on the biggest final project for my university level English grade 11 course. I took in Ontario last year.
Mm-hmm.
Because I worked very hard on it. I worked on it for days, and I made the project into my own twist, which was a very big risk in the class, but it did pay off in the end. And the reason it was a big risk was because I made the whole project into a song, which no one else even thought about doing that. So I think that would be my most rewarding.
Oh, very interesting. So, put yourself in my position. If you were hiring for this position, what qualities would you look for?
If I was in your position and I was hiring, I would probably look for a good positive attitude, because during this job you're working face to face with many different kids, even adults, many different ages, and every second of the ice, if you have a poor attitude, it will definitely ruin the training experience for whoever you're training, and they won't get the proper training out of the session. And also I would look for who is a good leader and has a good leadership role, as this job allows you to become a leader at whichever station you're working at, and you need to be able to control that, but in a good and nice way.
Right. Okay. I saw on your resume that you have participated in extracurricular activities. What have you learned from that?
I've learned a lot from the extracurricular activities. Some of the things are that everyone brings something different to the table, meaning many people have different attributes and qualities, like people could be loud and people could be shy. People could be hard workers, people could be lazy. People could want to make themselves better, and people also just have no desire in making themselves better in any way.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone, I feel as though everyone brings something good to the table. And also doing extracurricular activities have taught me about people's behaviors and how I should deal with that and how I could react and help different people in different situations.
Okay. What major problems have you encountered and how did you deal with them?
One of the biggest encounters I've had, especially in hockey, is when I got cut from a high level team where I thought I should have made the team and many different people thought I should have too. And then finding out later that the goalie who took my spot was complaining to the coach that he should be on the team instead of me, just because I was on the team for many years before that, because I earned my place on that team.
Mm-hmm.
And the coach basically, I guess, gave in, and I learned that from people telling me that. So what I did to overcome this incident was I worked hard and kept training and didn't stop my motivation to become better. And just recently I played on the Surrey Junior Eagles, which is a under 18 program for players trying to get into the junior A level.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say my training has worked really hard and paid off because I made that team, which is a way higher team than I was originally going for.
Okay. Tell me of a time when you experienced a conflict with a fellow worker or a friend, and how did you resolve that?
I guess the only thing I can think of is one time I was in summer camp around 15 or 16 years old, and during the camp we're all put into groups based on age.
Mm-hmm.
And some person in the camp just didn't seem to like me and give me dirty looks, kinda. So, and I didn't really understand why, because I've never really talked to this person. So, to resolve it, one day I just took him aside and sat him down and had a conversation with him. And I asked him if I was just overthinking and assuming that you didn't like me, or if this was true. And his only response was, well, you look like you think that you're better than everyone else. And so essentially he was just judging a book by its cover and not actually talking to me about it. So then after chatting for a little while and getting to know each other, he apologized to me, and we're actually really good friends now, and we still talk to this day.
Well, that's good. A lot of people would have avoided that conflict or that tough conversation. That's good. What would you say are your greatest strengths and weaknesses?
My greatest strength would probably be my ability to work well with others and communicating well with others.
Mm-hmm.
And my greatest weakness would honestly probably be my time management, like getting things either done on time or arriving to things on time. But I am trying to work on that, and I am getting better at that.
Okay. What are you doing to overcome your weakness?
For my time management issue, I am working on overcoming that problem by having a calendar on my fridge of what I need to do and when. So I look at that every day and remind myself of what I need to do for the day, or if anything's due that week, I like to look at that and make sure I get that finished before the due date so it's not late.
Okay. I've asked you a number of questions. Do you have any questions about the job or us as an employer?
One of my questions would be, what is your culture like here?
Good question. Our culture is one of inclusion. You know, we're all one team here. We all work together. Quite often we have to trade shifts. Quite often we have to work together on the ice with the goalies that we're training. So we work as one team. We're not individuals here. Very much a family-based environment. We're a family-run company. So, you know, we're pretty We're kind of laid back, but not laid back too, because we have to get the job done. We have to teach these kids how to be good goalies. So yeah.
I guess another question would be, do you have a good work-life balance for your employees?
We do. We work hard to make sure that our employees have good balance in their life. In our business, you know, there's kind of ebbs and flows, and before tryouts tends to get extremely busy, and you know, before the season it gets very, very busy, and so there's times of the year where we don't necessarily have the balance we would like to have, but for the most part, you know, we're pretty balanced.
And lastly, how do you measure success here?
Success, that's a good question. I think the best way we measure success is repeat business. So if we have goalies that are training with us and they keep coming back, that's success for us. If we're training a goalie and he doesn't come back or she doesn't come back, then that's not really a success for us, because that means they've probably gone somewhere else. Because most times they don't stop their training, but if they go somewhere else, it means that they're not happy with what we're doing. So success for us is our clients keep coming back to us.
That's all the questions I have.
All right, well, you know, we're interviewing a few candidates, and we hope to have a decision made by the end of this week. We'll be in touch with you one way or the other.
Okay.
It was very nice meeting you, and thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming in.
You too.